Everything out there is for the taking. If you have even this much savage in you, if you are willing to go out there and grind and work hard.
Are we going to see Conor McGregor back in a high-profile fight?
He is back in the gym. He's training. And, I expect to see Conor fighting next year.
Does it matter that he's lost a few big fights recently? Does that impact on his ability to put bums on seats, sell tickets?
Well, here's what happens, Piers, and you know this. I'm sure you've seen this with colleagues and friends and people that you know. Once a certain level of money is attained, you know, to be the person that you were coming up, to be that hungry and work that hard and be that dedicated to the sport or whatever craft it is you do, money changes everything. And Conor McGregor has made that kind of money. How I judge people is how my relationship is with them. You know, I can have a friend that 15 other people don't like for whatever reason. I judge them off their relationship with me. And I can tell you from personal experience, Donald Trump has never been anything but loyal and incredible and an amazing friend to me.
Do you think he can become president again?
I do. I mean, people thought he couldn't become president the first time, and he did. I absolutely think he could do it again. Listen, the forces are fighting against him. They're trying to do everything they can to make sure that this guy does not even have a chance to be elected again. But yes, I mean, a majority of the country wants this guy to be the next president of the United States.
How often do you talk to him?
I talk to him several times a month. I just talked to him last week. He and I are very close. We're very good friends. I consider him a very good friend of mine, and we talk a lot.
What do you talk about?
Fights. He's a fight fan. He's a fight freak. He loves fights. You know, mostly what we talk about is fights. He's a fight fan, and you know, we talk about other things, family and stuff like that too. But mostly we talk about fights. Nobody wants to see their dumb, drunk parents slapping each other on TMZ. You know what I mean? Our oldest son didn't talk to us for like 4 days, and you know, and the other kids had to deal with some stuff too. It's embarrassing, and the only apology that needed to be made was to our children, and the only relationships that needed to be handled immediately was between us and our kids, and we did it, we handled it, and we got through it as a family.
Do you know how much you're worth?
Not to the penny. I have an idea, but no, I don't really focus on that.
I mean, if you were to fall over tomorrow, God forbid, and something terrible happened to you, I mean, what, you know, here lies Dana White. He was worth, boom. What would that figure look like?
Yeah, if I drop dead tomorrow, I think my family's going to do okay. They're going to be all right. They're going to make it.
Forbes said $500 million. Are they grossly underestimating your fortune?
Let me tell you this. When you go online and you type in what somebody's net worth is, every single one of them are bullshit unless it's like, so you handed in your information to Forbes and Forbes did a whole audit of what you're worth. All bullshit. Everything you see online about people's net worth. We had a vision for this thing. We were big fight fans, and we believed that if this was done the right way, this could be the biggest sport in the world. You know, I always had this philosophy about fighting that it doesn't matter what color you are, what country you come from, or what language you speak, we're all human beings. Fighting's in our DNA. We get it and we like it. It doesn't have to be explained to anybody. And when you have the right fight in the right place at the right time, like you were just talking about earlier with Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, everybody wants to watch it everywhere, all over the world.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to a place with streaming where that's actually starting to become possible, where we can put on a fight out here in America and the whole world can watch it at the same time on the same network. So the ceiling on this thing is what? 8 billion people are in the world. As you continue to grow the sport, this thing can actually become the biggest sport in the world. And we saw that from day one. The question was, is the timing right? And thank God it was.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin met at a Russian spaceport today to talk about potential weapons and satellite technology deals. The world's most deadly and shortest dictators toured the rocket launch site before sitting down for a press conference. They talked about prioritising the strategic importance of North Korea-Russia relations, which should send a shudder down all our spines. Is this new worrying development in the real Star Wars, or are Kim and Vlad just trivial bit part players in a new global space race? Well, who better to ask than the world's, well, he's the most brilliant and the world's most famous astrophysicist, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm so pleased to have him back on the show. Neil, great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me back.
So Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin and space seems an unholy trilogy. What is your view of what went down today?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in the conversation, but seeing the images, it's a little bit worrisome because space is we've known for decades, though, it's a new high ground. And from a military strategic perspective, high ground gives you power, power that you didn't previously have. So yes, this alliance of nations that we're not friendly with concerns me. But what concerns me even more is space can be a place where we all come together for peaceful purposes, more so than anything we might ever do on Earth's surface. So for me, it's an extra offense for anyone to speak of space weaponry. Because in space, while you can have borders of countries on Earth, in space there are no borders, right? It's just space. And so to me, it's a violation of a human, our species contract with the universe, if I can call it that.
Yeah, no. When you saw, for example, India launching rockets last week, I think it was, I mean, I found that very uplifting to watch that. It was amazing to watch it, exciting. I remember it took me right back to the 60s and 70s when I used to watch all the rocket launches as a kid. What did you feel watching all that?
Yeah, so you're probably talking about the mission where they landed near the South Pole of the moon, as the graphic there shows. So they're the first country to land in that part of the moon. The South Pole might have a repository of water trapped in the base of craters where the sun don't shine, because the rim of the crater is higher than the angle that the sun will ever reach it. And so the history of comet impacts and other things, water brought to the moon would evaporate where the sun shines, but stay forever where the sun doesn't shine. And so they're the first there. This was great. They were dancing in the streets. Yes. And and they become the fourth country to softly land on the moon, joining. And so the idea that this becomes a world where countries participate so that it becomes, the solar system becomes our collective backyard. Am I too naive to think that that's possible? I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. It's a bit like artificial intelligence. You know, a lot of it is incredibly exciting and, you know, wildly, like, you know, you can go into wild new frontiers of potential. And of course, there's another part of me thinks this is going to be incredibly dangerous because the wrong people will get their hands on AI and do bad things with it.
Yeah, so that's a very important observation to make, because the press that AI is getting today leads people to think that all AI is bad, when in my field we've been using AI for decades at some levels or another, and every next power of AI that comes online, we absorb it because let it do the work. I don't want to do the work.
Right.
I have other things I can do. Yeah. So yeah, it shouldn't indict the entire enterprise of AI, because you can imagine some parts of AI turning rogue. So with space, yeah, I want space to be peaceful. Think about it. In the International Space Station, it is a joint project with Russia and the United States and other countries. So if countries can't get along on Earth, do you expect astronauts in space to say, okay, separate, don't talk to each other because our leaders can't get along? That's almost childish to expect that when you have scientists and engineers in space doing real interesting work for the benefit of our species.
Two stories, Neil, that when I saw them, I thought of you immediately. One is that scientists at NASA have announced the existence of a possible planet that could sustain life. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so that's the James Webb Space Telescope, if it's the new story I'm thinking about. It has the power to observe the atmosphere and the chemical composition of the atmosphere of exoplanets if the planet passes in front of the host star. Light from the host star will move through the air, and the chemicals in the atmosphere will leave its fingerprint in the spectrum that we receive. And it found methane, it found carbon dioxide, and consider these as biomarkers. If there's evidence of life on the surface, if there's life on the surface, it may manifest in the chemistry of the atmosphere. And it's in the Goldilocks zone where you can sustain liquid water. Too close, the water evaporates. Too far, the water freezes. Everywhere there's liquid water on Earth, there's life. If not fishes, then there's microbial life. So NASA's mantra is follow the water if you want to find life. And I'm ready for the list of planets to go to. We'll rank them based on these kinds of evidence.
Right.
To say, if we want to have a second Earth or move somewhere, let's try this one first, and then the next one, and then the next one. Because plenty of the exoplanets would be fully inhospitable to life as we know it.
You've come under ferocious pressure for 3 weeks now. On you, on your family. It's been very difficult for your daughters, they're young girls. I can only imagine as a father myself, I have a daughter who's around the age of one of your girls. Incredibly difficult. There comes a point, perhaps, when the pressure is just so relentless that you do think about what you should do with yourself and your future. Many people think you should resign as president. What are you going to do?
I love so much my daughters, and they love me so much. I'm very happy, and I'm very proud of them. Very proud of them. They are very near to me. About my resignation, yes, I'm going to do.
You're going to resign?
Yeah, I'm going to. Yes, because I cannot continue my work.
What was the final moment for you? Was it talking to your family, your dad perhaps?
Yeah, my father, my daughters, I spoke with them. It's not, they know it's not a question about me, and some friends very close to me. And they say to me, Luis, now you have to focus in your dignity and to continue your life, because if not, probably you are going to damage people you love, the sport you love, and the beat you built with some people long time ago. Now it's very near the resolution next September, in 1 year. Then when someone is not thinking only about himself, because I had to support a lot these 3 weeks, but it's more a question of not only me. And then an attitude of me can affect third parties, very important. And this is in this situation now, the more intelligent and the thing I had to do.
Now, let's try and end on something, that's hilarious, I'm told, because I haven't actually seen this yet. I'm told when it's played to me, I'm going to react in utter horror, so we'll see. This is a TikTok video from Sam Smith.
Tinky Winky, Tinky Winky, Dixie, La La, Po, Teletubbies, Teletubbies, say hello.
Yeah, just.
I don't even know where to start.
We need to watch Sam Smith in booty shorts.
I don't think there's ever been, and I speak as something of an expert in this genre, an attention seeker quite like Sam Smith.
And it works. It works.
Well,
I don't even know how we debate what I've just watched.
Well, he's got a career as a children's entertainer. If it
Is
goes
he just
wrong
me?
with the
Just
singing,
finds with the kid's face on his thing.
It's kind of
just creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. I don't
Can't we
really want
agree
someone
he's
around
creepy, Sam Smith?
my kid.
no.
I don't know. I mean, he's doing I would say
Harmless.
probably 60% of the stuff on TikTok is creepy. That's what gets people to watch.
You've got the wrong algorithms. Mine are.
Really?
Mine are golf shots and Ronald Reagan speeches.
You know the thing is,
Oh my God, that's creepy. That is creepy.
Sam Smith, not so bad after all.
I actually think Sam Smith sits there thinking, how can I troll Piers Morgan? I do. I think he thinks, how can I wind him up today?
And it's working.
And it's working. And every single time I fall for it. And I used to love the Teletubbies, and now he's ruined it forever.